Welcome to Best. Welcome to Best There Is podcast. I don't like playing with the mug. Welcome to Best.
You could have just kept going.
I know, but I was like, people are like, that's empty.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Welcome to Best There Is podcast. We are at the end of the year. Everyone is giddy, it seems.
You just said that so fast.
Yeah.
Welcome to Best There Is podcast.
It might be a lot shorter because Declan won't be here to argue back and forth. So.
I know, that's unfortunate. He's missing out on probably a very titillating conversation.
Oh, God. This one I thought of would be better for you to talk and stuff, but Declan would definitely throw his hat in.
And I've absolutely no idea what we're talking about.
Well, we could do an easy end of the year recap, but all we would be doing is talk about every podcast we did this year, because we would talk about, hey, remember Hawkeye? Hey, remember Mando? Hey, I don't know. Was Mando in this year? Yeah, Mando was in this year.
Yeah.
By the way, we'll talk about Boba Fett next week.
You haven't watched it yet.
Holy shit.
Is it good?
Oh, my God.
All right, dope. I'm excited.
Did you watch it?
No.
Oh, Donnie made me stay up till midnight to watch it, and holy shit. It's cool. Not crazy action, but we learn a lot about his origin, so we'll get into that. No, so I wanted to get into, like, I was like, I want to talk about, like, the future and stuff like that. It terrifies
Mars?
It terrifies me. I'm
The end of all humanity?
I'm very fearful of dying, getting older, dude. I can't believe how old I am all the time. I'm always just like, how am I here?
You're so young.
How am I?
I know people that are 102.
How's a 24-year-old told me that? John Madden, R.I.P., died 85.
Yep. That's the life expectancy
Yeah.
of people nowadays.
No, nowadays people have been hitting 100 and stuff.
Yep.
But
The
I guess,
average is still about 70 to 80.
Yeah,
It
but you got to look at
sucks.
how their lives were like previously when they were growing up versus now with all the processed foods. That factors into it, all the medications.
Yeah,
And
I was doing so good with foods, processed foods. Now, like, my wife has been so busy. Now I'm like, she brought like steak sandwiches, and I'm scraping out the steak just to eat the steak part and giving my dog the bread. So he's pretty excited because it's steak juice, basically bread. So made his day. No, but so I was like, oh, we'll talk about the end of the world. And I was like, nah, that would have been better for 2000. But I was just thinking about how many movies are set in the future and how much didn't happen and how much has happened.
Are you talking about like movies in the past that were set in the future, like Back to the Future?
Right,
I
where
think it was like
any movie that really
2001 or 2005
so like I was
or
looking
some
at
shit like
I was
that?
looking at like, okay, so like Total Recall, when that came out, they had
That's the AC.
that's the UFOs. Like Total Recall, they had self-driving cars that end up happening, you know.
Yeah.
Blade Runner had digital billboards. I mean, the New York is well known for their digital billboards.
I
By
think
that
even
time-
Star Trek, they had phones.
Yeah, they had FaceTime type of thing.
Yeah.
You know, Star Wars had holograms. The one I found really interesting is called Soylent Green, but it's a really a lot about global warming, and it's pretty nuts because it talks about the overpopulation creating like a shortage of resources, food, which led to this huge reveal, basically about the climate change and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't know how many people out there deny or
What, climate change?
believe climate change.
You're a jackass if you don't believe that we are heating up the planet.
I think it's, I mean, I don't want to lose listeners over it, but I mean, we all have our own opinions, but I think same thing. It's
illogical.
It's hard because a lot of science, sometimes I'll fight against some science. I totally agree, but this is like, the world's heating up and there's too many of us here as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I always like Dwight saying we needed a plague. There's too many people
I've been
here.
saying that for a long time.
And then this all happened, and it's been horribly sad right now. So,
I mean, we need a plague.
Fahrenheit 451, which is actually a really good book, but I've never dwelled into it. It's where they get rid of all the literature and all that. They used earbuds to talk to each other, and that was huge because I think it was 1966. So things like that, like things did happen. But then what I was starting to look at was stuff that they're predicting well, like Logan's Run had smart homes. For me, it's more like homes do that, but I think more of like Alexa and shit. Like, turn on this, turn on that. Like, they kind of predicted stuff like that. But for me, was more stuff that they predicted that hasn't happened. And basically, I want to ask you guys: do you think it's possible? Have you seen Equilibrium?
Oh, I love that movie.
Do
It's so absolutely terrible.
guessing-
Have you seen it?
I'm
No.
guessing you haven't. I like
You
Equilibrium.
were so loud. Jesus
I'm
Christ.
so
calm-
sorry.
It's because it's called We Talk in the Mic.
Yeah, I mean, I
Pretend
can sit here and talk like
pretend
this,
it's
but then
a
once I start
penis.
getting loud, I got to be back here.
We all pretend it's a penis. And how
I
we
do
want-
not pretend it's a penis, Ernie.
I'll have to ask Camille's friend, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, you can ask John.
Call him up
It
again.
was a wild Christmas Eve for these two. It was fun.
It was.
For them.
It was fun for you too. Shut the fuck up.
Can you
Ready for New Year's.
All right, what
Jeez.
part of
you-
Equilibrium?
Can you explain a little bit of Equilibrium to her?
Oh, you haven't seen it.
No.
All right, so I don't know what time period it's set
It's in the
in the future.
In the future.
Even beyond our current timeline. But essentially, they found that emotion is the cause for all evil. So they take medication or take a drug that gets rid of emotions. And then they actually have a sect of people, I don't know what they're called, but they're
kinda like
assassins, police, that they'll go after anyone that show
basically,
emotion.
And also
Literature's banned.
Yeah.
Art's banned.
Anything that's like creative, it's banned.
It is one sect, and you got to follow this
And
creed.
it's like this utopia of you're
Yep.
basically living okay. I guess it's safe and stuff.
I mean,
but they
in
basically
all,
don't-
in all honesty, you're probably living a better life doing it with that, but you're not free.
they want you to not basically come up with ideas.
Yeah.
I feel like. Now, with that, do you think we already have? I mean, we're all living proof here that there are pills that mess with you and stuff. But do you ever think we'll get to pills that just cut off your emotions or certain emotions at least?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At some point, we'll unlock the brain, figure out where all these.
I mean, because don't they say we only use 10% of the brain anyways?
No,
You don't
that's
believe
that.
That's
No,
not,
it's-
that's not science.
no, because even science will disprove that. It just depends what you're doing. Like maybe if you're just stasis, not thinking, but even thought process depends on what part of your brain that you're working in. You're going to still be using more than 10% of your brain. But like if I'm being a creative aspect, I'm going to be using more. I think it's the left side
I think this is left side
on that part. So if you had a scan on your head, it would show that flaring up more than 10%.
Yeah.
And then anytime you are thinking, dreaming's the same way. They see that while you're dreaming, it's more than 10%. But I think the 10% is probably just the base motor function of your whole
My
body,
dreams have been
causing
so
you
crazy
to breathe, moving, blinking, all those things that we don't think about until you think about it.
They say you dream during REM, I believe.
Yeah.
But like
I dream constantly.
I have sleep apnea, and I don't know how I get into these dreams when I'm not sleeping well. So
Like I can take a nap and dream, like a 10-minute nap, and I'll immediately hit.
I think I slept
REM.
for like a quick little.
But I don't know if that's good
Second.
because then I mean my normal sleep pattern is absolutely jacked.
Yeah,
I slept
mean,
for 8
you-
hours today and did not. I feel like I slept none.
Yeah, I
Those
literally,
don't help though.
I
Nice
literally,
old caffeine.
I literally. Maybe we get sponsored by Red Bull someday. How
I
much
would
you
love
drink-
that.
how much you
Honestly,
drink? Yeah, because you
How
have
about
tons of it
this?
for free.
Wait, so we have at work we have a Red Bull.
I know we
fridge.
get a Rebel fridge, and you get all that
Be
crap.
nice.
Yeah, but like I probably went to bed last night like at 2, but then like woke up like at 10:30. But I'm like, I'm just gonna lay here. Then turns to 11:30. Then I'm like, no, I'm just gonna lay here. I got nothing to do. I just want to relax.
We just need to sedate you all the
By
time.
the time I walk up, it's like 1 o'clock. So it's like, Jesus, I don't get the whole getting the proper amount of sleep. But that's again with the sleep apnea. If I had a mask or whatever, which I'm supposed to get, or a Darth Vader type mask, you get better sleep. But I don't know how I'm gonna sleep with that. Like, it's miserable. I've done it before, and hopefully there's a more comfortable
You'll get
one
used
now.
to it. You just
The
got to
machines
push
aren't
through.
that big.
Hmm?
The machines aren't that big anymore.
The one I had, this was a few years back. I just woke up with it off. So, anyways,
But yeah, I mean, we'll eventually find a way to suppress emotions fully. Will it get to that? Far distant future. I'm talking like maybe thousands of years. If we're still on the same planet, you would have to do that. Like, you would have to force people, if you want to succeed, you would have to force people to not be free anymore.
well, people would have to say, you know what, I'm asexual. I don't want to feel ever emotions for love, even though I am asexual, but I don't want nothing ever, I
Yeah.
guess. Because I figure most asexuals don't anyways. But I don't know. The other one I was thinking of was Demolition Man. I don't know if you remember that movie, but it's so they can't touch each other, and we're already kind of there. We're getting close to there. They
What do you mean by like
They,
touching?
they
each
give
other?
high fives like this. They have sex by wearing these helmets that stimulate each other.
Nah, so I don't. That's not going to happen.
And
Humans crave
and
touch from each other.
I was gonna say John Travolta's. Sylvester Stallone was all like, "What the hell? Like, what are we doing?" Because he thought they're gonna like slam him and Sandra Bullock, and she gives them both helmets, and they put like these things on. And he's like, "What the hell?" And then he's like, "Oh, like about to like orgasm and crap." And he's like, "What? I want to do the hunka chunka." Like he wants to get like naked and get down. Not the end they do, but they live in a society where like it's all peace but it's all very safe. You can't get sick. On the radio, all it plays is old commercial tunes. So hot dogs, Oscar hot dogs. That's the kind of music they're like, oh, this is the #1 hit, and it's like weird. But the other thing is there's a franchise wars of fast food, and Taco Bell won the franchise wars. So every fast food is Taco Bell. They may serve everything, but then I thought the same thing is, would there ever be a time where fast foods would eventually get beat out by other fast foods? Because we've seen some go away in our time.
Well, I mean, you can't have a monopoly.
It's just weird because you think about McDonald's, Burger King, Carl's Jr., whatever. They all offer the same thing. They are different flavors, but
Different pricing. A lot of times.
well, McDonald's. I fucking have lived on McDonald's my whole fucking life. That's why I'll die like John Madden 885. Because as a kid, your parents are broke as shit, and it's like back in the day, dude. My dad used to get when they're 39 cents and like 59 cents for a hamburger on Sundays, I think, and Wednesdays there were cheeseburgers. Just bring a fucking bag of 20 home and be like, bon appetit, motherfuckers. And that's when I was like in high school. But I had a better metabolism then. I was in football then, and I just was like, wow. But I don't know. I don't know if we would ever have a time where, because it's like Disney buying other properties.
But Disney so far, like Disney tried to buy Twitch, but they got denied, or Amazon, because at that point they would own all streaming platforms, and so they were actually denied by the U.S. government. Like, yeah, you can't do that. Like, you can't do that.
But why?
Because at that point, that means they control the market on everything. They can dictate, okay, so we own all these streaming platforms. We're going to put the favorite shows on this one that you just pay $50 for, and causing you to actually do that where there is no actual competition. Now, Disney Plus is a different story. They're putting their own product up there and dealing with that. But if you control everything where now you can put on Fox News stuff, anything that Fox fucking
On
makes.
Twitch?
Well, Twitch is still a streaming platform,
Yeah.
and they own, or no, it was Google that was trying to buy it, because Google owns YouTube.
Oh.
So Google would have that streaming platform along with Twitch.
Isn't Donald Trump doing his own
I have no idea, honestly.
news channel? Because it's kind of like you want to own something to put your own, I don't want to say fake news, your own spin on whatever you want to deliver.
Yeah, I mean, that's news.
It's the argument you had with me on
Yeah, I mean,
Christmas Eve
that's
about whatever
that's
people's
every that's
directive.
every news network already. They already do that.
I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like someone could sit out there and buy a lot out, because it's kind of already where we got KFC merged with A&W and stuff. I think when sales hurt.
Yeah,
But-
you may have mergers, but you won't have one company owning everything.
Well, I think the problem is,
At least not right now. Now, if we go where
No
we
one's-
have society go to Mars, and then at that point you can have a human government,
we don't.
but
we
you
don't,
can't have
if we harvest our own goods and stuff, that'd be a different story. But
consumers
and we buy
consume. Yes, we're consumers.
very bad things when we could be eating better. But the problem is it costs more. So we live in a society where
it's cheaper for you to grow your own stuff, but people are just lazy.
well, yeah, that's a lot more work. But you also have to work your 9 to 5 as well. On top of that,
You can actually do the 95 and you can still grow your own stuff and be
you
okay.
think like farmer work though, like.
Well, it depends on how much are you feeding and what you're trying to do. Farmers sell their stuff. I mean, they are self-sustained, but at the same time, they sell their own stuff, so that is their job.
Well, a lot of
But like, I had
farmers-
a garden in my house that had fruits and vegetables, and that's just me tending to it, depending on the
It's where my
time of
mom
the year.
has hers in her front yard. It's really weird.
Depending on the time of year, depending on what I'm growing, may dictate certain. May have to be paying attention to it more, but you should be able to at least manage it enough. And then, why would you buy a plant and plant it if you can't sustain it due to your job? I mean, you would just work around that. Now, if you're talking about like pigs and steak and all that other stuff, beef, like meat,
I couldn't do that anyways.
yeah, I wouldn't say you would have to get a farm. It's going to cost more money. At that point, yeah, you would have to be a farmer.
I can't slaughter things. I can eat it all day. I just am not going to do the work for that. I don't like taking an animal's life. I have no problem eating an animal's life, but
Yeah.
I feel like I'd rather eat them when they're about to die, but I'm sure that's not healthy food anyways,
Depends what they're dying from.
I guess.
Because if they're dying from old age, they're just maybe more tough. Like that's older cows. They're not as good. They're tougher.
But it's weird because every burger place, they taste the same as that burger place. So it doesn't matter what doesn't matter how sick the cow is at Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr.'s burger tastes like the same Carl's Jr. burger. So you can never tell because they probably put a million different things in it or whatever.
Yeah.
What about Minority Report,
Oh, the precog stuff.
where they already kind of
Have you seen Minority Report?
Camille?
What? Sorry.
All right, so Minority Report. Again, future times, but they have precogs or people that are able to see in the future, so they predict crime. And so there's a machine. Tom I almost called him Thomas Cruise. Tom Cruise is in charge of it, in charge of this police sect, and it allows him to look at these. They'll get names, and then he actually has to piece it together. But it's just like they predict crime, and then before the crime happens, they arrest you. So
Kind of sucks. You get arrested before predicting or doing the crime.
That'd be
Yeah.
rough.
But I don't think we could ever go that
There-
far.
no.
But
That
can we
'cause
go somewhere close to that?
the only way to do that, you would have to break the Constitution. You would have to openly have people go, "You are guilty until proven innocent." Which I mean, that
Minority
already
Report
happens
was the
for a
one
lot.
that when I was looking at it, I was like, that one's kind of hard because it's very,
But again, it just depends on
it's very.
if we
a
keep
reach.
if we keep like that the Constitution, and we don't have, because I don't know if that was the whole world, if that was just the actual United States at the time, you would have to break that apart and I mean, that's hundreds and thousands of years later. Because right now you have a lot of people who are full on to the Constitution, so they won't break that at all. Even the government won't break at least that part at all, because that's fucked up. I mean, I think that's the Fourth Amendment. I think it's the Fourth.
I don't keep up with
remember my
amendments
anymore.
They change all the time, right?
Yeah, and then I mean they prove at the end
I
that
was
you
joking,
can
but okay.
that you can. It's not always accurate, because there is one where the main guy who actually was doing the precog stuff and pushed on the public, he killed one of the psychic's mom so that he can actually take him, and the psychics actually predicted all this. But he manipulated it so that it didn't show that he did. It was just some random person. And so at the end, they proved like, okay, well, Tom Cruise was supposed to kill someone, but he didn't. So at that point, the whole precog thing automatically breaks, and then they actually had like hundreds of people get released for things. And granted, that's a different sect of fuck right
Well,
there. Because I
speaking
mean,
of-
imagine if someone was going to kill someone, then you send them back out there. Now they're just going to kill more people.
So speaking of
But
Constitution,
I mean, it is what it is.
the first purge, where it was 12-hour period, it was made to
Help
ba-
population.
help the population. I don't know why, but that seems more of a realistic thing to me.
Oh, actually, I believe so. Yes.
But it's kind of crazy. I think if they ever started it, I don't know. People wouldn't. The first few years of the purge.
Well, that's where like the first purge. Did you watch it?
the first purge
No. The movie.
movie called The First
yeah.
Purge. It seemed very intriguing, but I only watched the original one.
Okay. So the first purge, they did actually do the whole purge, and then they found out no one was committing crime.
Right.
Like no one was killing each other. No
That's
one,
what I feel like that would
They
happen.
were partying, and then the government was like, okay, let's just send in our own hit crews and actually just start killing people, and let's start it. So that's probably what would actually happen. The government would, of course, step in and
Right.
start taking care of people.
Because I think like if we ever got a purge, like
You would just have people robbing. Like you would
Yeah.
just have riot. You probably will have people killing each other for fucking
Yeah.
sure.
because I was thinking like a lot of people just don't have the balls in the beginning that want to. Like I really want to kill my fucking boss, and then it's like I don't know if I can live with that. Then like
I don't know. The
Once
fact that
other
how
people-
mentally unstable people are nowadays, if you give them the option to kill someone with zero consequence besides
it's
your
also
own.
your moral, your moral compass, I guess.
Because I'm going to be honest. If I was in the purge, yeah, I'm going to have some fun.
I would be locked in a room hoping no one comes to me because there's probably a lot of people that don't like me. So I would just be locked in a room.
Yeah.
Like the first one that came out. That one was, oh man, that one was so stupid.
I like all of them.
It was just stupid the way they played out and how they let the guy that's getting chased come in, and then the girl with the boyfriend and the kid with the remote control. That was just, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff.
Did you watch any of the Purges?
I did.
Oh.
Not a lot, but I did.
Did you watch the first one that came out?
I think I did. I don't remember.
It's the one where they're actually in a house the whole time.
Oh, yeah, that
and
one.
you had the masked people trying to break in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You know why they were trying to kill him?
Huh?
Do you know why they were trying to kill him?
They're in control of all the...
Yeah, he was part of the
Security.
company that did all security,
Yeah.
and he wasn't rich beforehand, so the rich people wanted to kill him because he wasn't rich before that.
Well, it turns always into the rich versus the poor.
Oh, and that's
That one.
100% what happens in the whole series.
One thing, too, I was looking over is Spike Jonze' movie called Her. I don't know if you heard of
Yes.
it. Where he uses different technology, I guess. I thought it was just a phone, but it's not.
No, it's an AI system that's...
This is 100%, I think, already happening. People dating their own video avatars or...
I can see that happening. You seen Her? Joaquin Phoenix?
No.
All right, so they create AIs, but they're like personalized AIs. And you can have it be however you want. But people at Joaquin Phoenix started actually falling in love with his AI.
And he made it, like, love him, though, too, I believe, right? Because Scarlett Johansson is the...
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's an AI, so you can make it however it wants. It's going to serve you. But eventually, at the end of it, all the AIs became higher intelligence, and then went, okay, we're actually going to... We know we can go beyond, so we're actually just going to go into the universe and all vanish. And then he got all sad.
Yeah. So...
I feel that is a possibility for
'Cause
sure.
there's people-
Because you have people.
I
I mean,
want-
they hug body pillows
Right.
like they're going to sit there and fuck it. So
I've seen...
And they probably do.
They probably do.
they probably do.
I've watched a lot of documentaries, especially...
You have people who love a character so much
No. Yeah.
that they'll sit there and they either produce hate mail towards the person who is the actor or actress. They'll try to sit there and actually go after them and whatnot. You have mentally unstable people in this world.
But there's places, I don't know if it was in Japan, I think it was Japan, where you could get hired to hug people, you get hire people. There's
Yeah.
an app to have a girlfriend for the day.
And that's where I think like the whole not touching and breaking like the emotions, that's not going to happen because we crave some kind of connection with people.
100%. 100%.
Everyone does. Yeah, you embodiment of that. You
Yes.
need people to
I
constantly
need
touching you, I
hugs
guess.
all the time. I know it's weird. I was talking about the other day, and
Do
I
you
was
really
like,
need hugs all the time?
"Yeah,
He
I don't know
does.
why. It's weird. Like I need even with you guys, I'd probably be awkward, but like it's mainly like my wife and my son. Like I need affection.
I think I've only
enjoy
hugged
the
you
affection.
once.
I don't
And it
know.
was like-
I don't keep track.
I asked to
I think it was
hug
Christmas
you on
Eve,
Friday. Yeah,
actually,
I
or
was like,
Christmas.
can I hug you?
Yeah, I think that was the
I
only
got-
time I ever hugged you.
Yeah, because she hugged me, and then
I was like, might as well, spread the love. It's holiday season.
yeah, whatever. Never
Never going to do that again, by the way.
That's fine. Hotel Artemis is the one where they're taking care of the prisoners.
Don't think I've ever seen that one.
in the hospital. It's like in the future, but they 3D print organs.
Possible. Well, there are some science that we are actually creating animals already, and we already have the ability to do a lot of things with the human body. That for sure. As far as 3D printing, no, because they may be able to have
But
a
if they have a
genetic
different-
3D printer.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
it'd have to be making not plastic.
No, it
Yeah.
is stem cells at least.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which we should invest in stem cell research. Yeah.
doesn't
Full-heartedly.
that deal with? I mean,
Where you get stem cells, yes, but you can also get it from placenta.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime
what
someone
about people that eat their placenta?
perfectly fine, all they're doing is just ingesting stem cells.
I know
Yeah.
people that not know people. I've heard about a lot of people that are
I've heard a lot of that.
because my mom delivering babies are like, "Can I take the placenta home?" And I'm like, "What?" It's kind of
And it's a good route to go down. It's going to prolong society, and so there's always good and bad with that, right? So you're going to prolong people's health and longevity of everything, but then at the same time, we are overpopulated. So you're just going to have people not dying, and they're just overpopulation, and people are just going to end up dying from starvation, and then we're probably just going to find a way to cure that, honestly. But
to cure.
any ailment, starvation. So what happens is that your organs start dying because they don't have it, so just put a new organ in once it actually starts dying and failing. Now you can sit there and do that. Then at that point, you just might as well just be a robot.
I'm fine with that.
Become an android. But then,
But the only
is
thing
your
is
consciousness really your consciousness, or is
that's
it
the only
someone
thing
else's
is
consciousness?
The brain is the only problem, I think, in all that. Because we could put fake hearts in us, fake livers, or whatever, but then it's our brain is what makes us us, and it's like you can only, I think, compute that so much. Unless there's a way to have a battery hooked to it that keeps it from de-aging, or aging, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know if that'll work. But I do think that we could get to a point where we can make organs. I think it's in the far, far future, though.
Oh, no, I don't think. I mean, probably not as far as the other stuff we have talked about. I'm pretty certain within the next few hundred years, we're going to be able to do that.
Think so?
We have the ability to
100
be able
years,
to
yeah.
do that. Yeah.
That's still a longer way than that's what I mean. But like, yeah.
But in the grand scope of things, I mean, like, yeah, 200 years is a long time, but 200 years goes with the 1800s, the Industrial Revolution. So, I mean, look at the leaps that we had from steam engines and coal mines.
Nowadays,
to the fact
we
that
jump
now
so fast in technology compared to.
that's because we made a pact with the third dimensional demons or fifth dimensional demons.
Sure.
Blood sacrifice. That's why we constantly have wars after the 1800s, constantly in the Middle East, every single time, all the time.
So,
Anunnaki stuff.
Anunnaki. I don't know. He's talked about it once before. It's crazy alien talk.
Alien stuff.
No thanks, that's not me. I'll go pull Jonathan and my friends for that one.
Do they all believe in? I mean, I think to a sense, everyone believes in aliens.
There's one that's like deep into it. He'd be up your alley to talk to.
Talk to. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Talk to, yes.
Yes.
Mad Max. They've all dealt with different things, but I know Furry Road, they use water as like a money thing.
Yeah.
You think
Post-apocalyptic. Yeah, because I mean, you think about same thing with
who
Book
has
of
the
Eli.
water and they like pour it down to the poor people and they have like cups and shit.
Yeah, that just depends on what future we're going around. Are we going towards a more advanced civilization? Are we going towards apocalyptic situation? Because apocalyptic, yeah, you're going to have Book of Eli, Fury Road, any horror movie that deals with that.
Yeah.
Water is a commodity. And then
But is it possible for it to be in our future?
Nuclear war to happen that causes everything but besides, people apparently living in Australia?
I think we're too greedy to have a nuclear war.
No.
No?
No. It's just going to take one. It's going to take one nuke from someone to legitimately start the war.
Yeah.
Because once someone has a nuke and they shoot it up, well, how are you going to counteract that? Your own nuke, because that's the only way to stop more
Can
nukes.
both nukes hit each other in the midair? No.
Yeah.
Big explosion above us, but I'm sure the radiation would probably fuck us up.
Oh, yeah,
anyways.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, but you would have the blast wave of the actual overall shock actually hitting. That would devastate a lot. Our ozone would be fucked.
It is hot in here. I feel like radiation's in here right now.
Yeah. Radiation is energy.
No,
heat,
I'm just saying
everything.
it feels hella hot in here.
Hella a hot in here.
Hella hot in here. What else was there I was gonna say? Oh, there's that movie Upgrade I thought was weird that you could
I've
you
heard
could hit
about it.
yourself with it and it could stimulate your brain. What was it? Enhancement and simultaneously artificial. I know I said that wrong. Artificial intelligence and cybernetic enhancement.
You can say all that, but you can't say stomach.
Yeah, I just messed up.
You know what? Never mind. I'm
feeling
not
well,
gonna.
all right?
I'm not gonna attempt to say words right now.
All right. You know what? Skip that one. Ready Player One.
Fuck yeah,
Yeah.
that's possible. That's already happening. You have VR chats.
It's a bit different though. There you could actually feel people. People.
well, yeah, but to think that that's not going to happen, already you have. Now I don't know if it will be in like the next 100 years. I don't know how long it would take for that to happen, but I believe full-heartedly, yeah, you're going to be able to go into it and feel something. Now, as far as the body suit, I don't know. That's a little odd because then I mean, like,
that we would live in a game instead of real life all the time.
yes,
'Cause
people hate real world so much.
I mean, I get it. I mean, if you look at the movie, it's pretty bad. They're living on stacks of trailers. The poor people are.
Yeah.
You'll be playing Animal Crossing.
I'll be on
should be
Tom Nook's
in
island.
Animal Crossing.
I'll be on an island paying off my bells.
And yeah, I didn't learn all about this. I don't know what the fuck the
know.
bell was and
I
all
know.
that. But yeah, like we had The Sims before, but this is way beyond that. This is
Yeah.
where society just lives that way and doesn't even go outside, and that's how you make money. You have jobs in it.
There's a movie with Bruce Willis that was the same way too.
Is that Looper?
No, what? No.
Oh.
Now time travel is the one thing that I don't know about. If that's
I didn't touch time travel because the fact of I don't know how much they're working on it, but yeah,
it's just I don't know how to go back unless you can go forward to go back.
yeah.
Like that's the only way. And then if you do go back, why haven't they done that? Unless
Someone
they
would have told us, I think. But the Simpsons predict everything, so who knows?
Yeah. Do you think time travel is possible?
It's gonna be a while, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
Long while.
Because even like we have movies that deal with time travel, but most of our sci-fi futuristic stuff doesn't deal with time travel. Like Star Wars, there's no time travel in that unless you classify their light speed travel or whatever. Not warp speed. All the fucking nerds out there will lose their goddamn mind if I said Star Wars and warp speed.
What do they call it? Hyper speed?
Hyperdrive?
I don't remember.
I can't remember.
I didn't know I had to do it when we rode Smuggler's Run. Crashed that ship like 3 times.
I think it is hyperdrive.
Yeah, it is hyperdrive.
But even like
Chewie, we're
Warhammer,
jumping into
Hyperdrive.
even like Warhammer 40K doesn't deal with time travel. They deal with maybe like a multiverse kind of thing, but not time travel. Most things will deal with dimensional rifting, dimensional travel, which then you can time travel there because then you go into a different dimension. Time is a dimension, so you could have it where instead of time traveling, you're just entering a different plane of time.
yeah.
Different reality.
That's
Breaking off.
the thing is like I don't think we're ready for in-game shit where we're breaking off in different realities or Loki.
Well, I mean, who's to say that we're already not doing that? Because we're currently living this timeline.
Yeah.
Someone else could have came back in time, shot Hitler, and then that timeline is different. And then now they're living in that, but we're already stuck here.
Yeah. I was gonna see if Declan still wanted to try to wrap it up from afar, but he's not answering. The other thing I thought of was In Time, Justin Timberlake, where they're like at the wrist. That one's trippy, where you get paid in time, and that's how
Seen
you.
that one?
No. Sorry.
Do you watch movies?
No, not really.
Oh.
Star Wars usually, but I have certain things that I just watch.
Need you a list of things to watch. So
I need the same for all you guys.
quite
Because a lot of
possibly.
you guys haven't seen. Like I don't think you've seen John Wick.
I've seen all of them. What are you talking
Okay.
about? You're talking about Donnie.
Donnie hasn't,
Anytime you talk about me not seeing something, you got to think about Donnie.
I guess
Because like you said, I didn't watch Ghostbusters. That's
I know.
Donnie.
there's stuff you haven't watched.
Yeah, but I've seen a lot of shit though.
Yeah.
I was watching Shang-Chi the other day.
Oh, see, you finally watched that?
Yeah,
That's a
'cause
great movie.
Disney Plus, and
Yeah.
then I ate food, and then
You didn't finish it?
no, that's because I had an edible earlier. it hit me way harder than it actually should have, or than I was expecting.
That's good to know. What kind of edible? Brownie?
No, it was a gummy. What was it? Blueberry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you were there?
No.
No.
I gave it to him.
Yeah.
She's like, here's blueberry, my favorite. Blue Blast.
It was all right. I mean, fuck.
Turned into the couch.
Yeah, essentially, I was a couch.
In the couch.
All right, so in time, their currency is their life expectancy, which is hours, minutes, and everything like that. And the way you transfer, you pay for everything by minutes.
They're
Everything is that way.
Buying a coffee. They're like,
3
that
minutes.
many minutes for
5
a coffee?
minutes, something like that.
Oh, I think I've seen a little bit of it then.
Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then you got people who can live like hundreds and hundreds of years because they're rich and they just have all that time. All that time is money kind of shit. No, I don't think that's possible. That makes absolutely no fucking sense.
I don't think it'd ever be like a scan system, but I do think there'd be something like that. Not with time, but something that we
Yeah,
could
it's called
use.
money. Like we already have that mechanic where your time is.
I guess that sums it all up.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the way I think about a lot of things is, all right, if I was to do this and buy this, how many hours do I need to pay for it? Because that's essentially what you deal with your life. Like that's $3 right there. That's like 5 minutes. My
Yeah,
actual job
true.
that I can sit there and drink for half an hour.
People
So-
people do that all the time. Like, for me to get this house, it'll take me this many
Yeah.
years, or for me to get that car. Yeah, so it kind of already does do that.
yeah, I
but
mean
not
you're
the
already
same
dealing
way.
with that. Plus,
But
if
it's
you
not
have
your life. expensive, like your life expenses.
You have more money, you're probably going to live longer.
That's insurance and healthcare, or what job you
Exactly. So think about it in that way, where they don't have that health
have. 'Cause
insurance.
there's rich
everything
people
like
that just maybe don't have good coverage or don't care.
Yeah, but typically if you have more money, you should have a better set of living longer than if you don't. If you're homeless, your life expectancy is a lot shorter than if you're rich.
Yeah.
For sure. So we already have that. Time is money. That's kind of, I think, the whole play with that movie was that your time is money. Everything you're doing is money-based and it's class-based as well. The rich have all the money, have all the time. The poor have to sit there and struggle to buy new boots.
Yeah.
I mean, oh shit, I almost went on a tangent there.
You could. I'll say because that's all I really brought to the table. Just because those are the ones that
That's it?
Yeah, that stuck.
Oh, Jesus.
That's what stuck out to me, and I thought you'd have a lot more to say, and Camille would have a lot more to say.
Actually, yeah, Camille hasn't really said much about any of this.
No.
How do you see the future playing out?
I don't know. Just I have it
Not
more in
good.
the work. No, yeah. And with everything the way it's going now with like the CDC, which is absolutely freaking ridiculous to me.
Well, what's crazy is the CDC shows a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't really go look up.
Yeah, but still, I don't know. It's just frustrating. It's like the whole like, oh, you have COVID if you have this, or like now it's like work is mandating you have to have your booster if you have the first 2 shots, but if you had the initial religion exempt or medical exempt, you don't really have to do it, but you still should get a booster, or you could lose your job by like January 2nd.
What's sad is there's tons of movies, speaking of movies, that predicted a lot of this as well. And now they're making movies based off the pandemic. Like there's one that I wanted to watch about a relationship that they were spread apart and they couldn't see each other because of it. But yeah, it's nuts. It doesn't matter what side you're on. I think whatever you believe in, it's all hell. It's all crazy.
It's insane. I don't want to think about it all the way.
Well, I was gonna say you're the one that has the most insight because
I
of
do.
your
Profession.
Your profession. You're a little bit of an insider.
Yeah, sucks.
So what do you not like? I don't want to get into this really on the podcast, but it's fine.
Why not?
Well, because I try to stay away from politics,
Fuck it, dude.
religion.
I will full-heartedly
my
go
cousin-
into religion
my cousin
topics.
Rudy, you guys all know Rudy. Rudy will probably watch this because he watches all of ours.
Is he religious?
A little bit, but he has a strong opinion about how you're treated for when you have when you have an open mind, basically.
Yeah.
Like he got shunned for his religion didn't care for gays, and people attacked him on Instagram about supporting gays, and he just didn't feel good about it. I mean, it's whoever's decision. I think that's horrible to hate anyone for any reason. So I would say it's your decision, but I do think it's horrible. But the fact that he opened his mouth about it, and this place we're supposed to be loving and they're supposed to care for him, they attacked him. So he now doesn't really go like he used to, and he always says he wants to talk about it. I'm like, I literally talked to him, I think 2 days ago on the phone. I was like, I don't know if we could do that on a podcast.
Talk about religion?
Yeah. Because we're supposed to do pop culture and stuff like that.
Religion is pop culture.
I
mean, to some. I mean, I'm very opinionated when it comes to that.
You and Declan both said that last time we mentioned
I know. And I think even you said that the book is better than the movie when it came to the Passion of Christ.
Yeah.
Which is a funny joke.
Yeah.
I still laugh at that.
But again, don't want to get into it too much. But what do you think you said what issues of the CDC? Because we're talking about the future here, and this is kind of, like I said, a lot of the movies do deal with this and the control and us being numbers. Because literally, when I watch CNN or Fox, I always would try to see what people are saying. We literally had for about 3 months or so just numbers of people dying or whatever, and then it sucks because they're trying to keep a tally on this. I didn't like it in my face. It really gave me anxiety. But I wanted to learn more. How do we get better? Whatever. But you realize we're numbers, and that's the kind
numbers.
And that's the scary thing.
It's more the factor of like, I don't know, all of my friends, well, coming from my standpoint versus like all my friends, it's like, okay, obviously you have like Jonathan, then you have my other friend who's like the super space nerd, and then it turns into, hey, have you heard the new variant? And I'm like, what new variant? I don't watch the news because my anxiety will go out the roof. But what are you talking about? And then it turns into the whole debate of, I don't believe in putting this into my body. I mean, nothing against anybody. If you don't want to get the shot, don't want to get the booster, I don't care. Obviously, I still run rampant into stores without a mask on. I've already had COVID, had all my shots. What else is going to happen? I probably get exposures like every other day.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you can't avoid it. That's a scary thing with this thing. It's like a zombie virus in a way. It's like not getting bit, but it's going to happen. You almost feel like
I'd rather have zombies.
Yeah, because you could kill people off. Not like me, like excited.
Oh, you mean zombies?
Yes.
Oh, I'm okay.
But that's what happens. That's why Walking Dead is so interesting. The comic, at least, and the show was good for me for a little bit, but because it turns people against people.
Oh, for sure.
And that's the crazy part of it, and that's what's happening right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
People are turning against each other because their beliefs or whatever.
Yeah, always.
Well, I mean, it's easier when you have online platforms. You're talking through your screen, so you're able to.
Well, like you said, you kept off and don't even know about the new.
No, I don't really.
What is it? Omicron.
Yeah, Omicron or whatever. It's like, are we going to go through
Omicron
all
Persei
these?
8.
There's supposedly a huge list.
You don't know that.
There's
reference.
probably a. Well, from what I read, there's a huge.
Have you watched Futurama?
A little bit. I don't.
Oh,
That's like a 3 a.m. I'm drunk and high situation.
God, Futurama's great.
But is it better high?
Probably.
It regardless, it's a really good show. There is a planet called Omicron Persei 8, which is alien planet. They come down, they just like to eat humans and fuck shit up and try to take over. So it's kind of funny that that's the new variant. I believe that's how they pronounce it.
Is it? Well, supposedly there's a list.
Which actually, going back to the whole CDC thing, is kind of funny. They backtracked.
Comes out next or whatever.
They backtracked on how bad the new variant was.
I know.
They said it was like 70% of the cases, then it turned it down to like 22% of the cases were actually the new variant. So that they increased.
So I
it
wonder
by like
right now.
200+%.
Let's say someone gets sick with it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Are you getting that one? Are you getting the original one? Is the original one gone now?
Well, it keeps mutating regardless. So this is where I look at it. So I got back when COVID first started. So I got it in the first year of it being around, like towards the end. The variant that I got, my dad got it, then my mom got it, I got it, and then like everybody else in our house got it. But by the time it got to me, it was mutated enough that my symptoms weren't as severe as the next person.
And I think that just deals on people though sometimes.
Not really, because even with one of my friends, like her boyfriend had like full blown COVID. She has slept next to me when I had COVID. She never got COVID. By the time it mutates off to another person, even if you're in that close of a perimeter distance, whatever, it still doesn't always test positive, because that whole weekend that I got COVID, I was around like a group of my friends. None of them got it, just me.
I mean, think about when you got it. I was literally with you.
I try to keep that secret from the podcast, but sure.
I was around you, close proximity, touching the same shit that you did.
Like I said, I was trying to not let everyone know.
But I'm pretty certain you already stated on this podcast in particular.
I said I was sick. I didn't say from what, because I don't want it to turn into an argument. That's always our cue that it's time to end.
That's weird. That shouldn't have died.
But yeah, so that was weird. And again, that's why I wasn't going to get into it. But my family, 9 people had it before me, and my dad had it for 3 days. He coughed, I think diarrhea. That's it, and done. Me, hospital for about a month. So that's why I was saying I don't. It seems like it affects people differently. I don't know what, or maybe if it's just genetics. I mean, I am overweight. I'm diabetic.
Yeah, comes down to those two.
Yeah. Genetics is like the biggest factor when it comes to how a disease is going to target you particular. Now you can throw in the health part of it, because your immune system is based upon your health altogether. So if you have poor health, you're going to have poor immune system, because your body's going to be sitting there fighting all the other bad shit constantly all the time.
Well, I think because I end up getting pneumonia.
And then now your body is fighting the pneumonia along with trying to fight that other
getting
virus.
That makes it a lot more worse.
Yes.
When you have COVID. So.
And you already, while being overweight, you had to have more fluids in your body, and then your immune system is through your bloodstream.
It doesn't help when you have anxiety and keep ripping off the mask.
Yeah.
So.
Oh no, I mean that again. I've talked to you about that. Hence the reason why. Yeah. You know.
I ripped out IVs, my mask.
But
was not aware of any of this.
My whole household got it.
Yeah.
You got it. I didn't.
Donnie got it.
I'm fucking
Donnie was barely with me the day.
Unless I actually got it early on.
Remember, you were sick a little bit.
Because I was sick for like 3 weeks. Yeah. Like 2 years ago when it actually first.
No, when I got out and I was trying to get a hold of you for us to meet up and do the podcast again, you weren't feeling good. You were like out for about a week or two. And
but I didn't actually leave work.
You could have had it, but just walking.
Yeah, but when I tested, I was fine.
It's true.
Now, granted,
if you're getting tested,
I mean, granted though, I don't trust the test that they do 90% of the times.
No.
It's kind of a little wonky, but even then, like, it didn't affect me to the point where I was bodied like the rest of everyone I knew.
yeah.
Like, people, my family, they just stayed in bed. They felt like shit. They couldn't move around all
my
that
mom
much.
and stepdad, 12 days, they laid there,
Ugh.
didn't do anything.
Me, it's just like, oh man, I feel like I'm dehydrated. That's all I felt like. Dehydrated, which, knowing my lifestyle, knowing everything I do, that wouldn't surprise me if I was just dehydrated. Because I know how I'm dehydrated and how I feel that way.
The sad thing with all these movies that we're talking about, there's none about us like saving people and making people better and cures. So it just,
Well,
I feel like in our-
no, I mean, you do have movies where you cure people like that.
yeah, but when we have things like this, like we're not gonna be giving out free insulin. We're not gonna be giving out ways to like save people. We'll get, like what we got, vaccines and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But that could be a whole nother discussion and stuff like
yeah,
that.
because
But
the pharmaceutical companies want money.
see, but I don't get that. If they're getting out for free, how do they make money?
Because they're
It
getting
comes out of
their
the government funding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the government is paying for that portion of it.
So that's why I don't want to put my tinfoil hat on about it. But yeah, so I mean, I've always been against pharmaceutical company, but I give into it because of all my conditions and stuff.
I mean, well,
But-
but it also causes dependency on all that. Obviously, I mean, like anyone who actually takes any
But what about
antidepressants.
toothpaste? You always got to brush your teeth, so they keep making money off toothpaste.
But also, that's not a pharmaceutical
Deodorant.
company. That's I mean, it
I
is
guess you can
and
live
isn't
without deodorant.
isn't. I mean, you can live without deodorant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can actually just find a plan. Actually, same thing. You don't
just
need
rub some berries on
you,
there. That
you
motherfucker.
don't need a toothbrush, or you don't need toothpaste. You just need to actually make sure you clean your teeth.
You use dirt.
No,
I thought they
because
use dirt or something like that.
Like a banana leaf. That's what my mom did in the Philippines when
Yeah.
she was growing up.
you can actually find people. They're survivalists, and they'll go like, "How do you brush your teeth?" Well, I find a piece of like soft wood, turn it into a brush, and I just do that and floss my teeth.
Well, a lot
and
of times they
whatnot.
give you those little packets. I thought with like they're like dirt kind of thing, and you rub it.
Yeah,
in.
I mean, there's plenty of different
Well, and I know
options. The
there's
only
a rubber
reason why
finger
we
one, too,
need
they use.
toothpaste is because it has fluoride, and we drink so many acidic things
Water
and eat
has-
so many
our
acidic
water has
things.
fluoride in it, though. That's what. I remember being
Yeah.
in school. They used to give us fluoride and stuff.
But I mean, like the only reason why you do that is to stop tooth decay based upon everything we ingest.
Well, what's the crazy thing? I hate to go longer, but what's the crazy thing is teeth are so important, and I don't take care of my teeth very well. Like I should be flossing like 2 times a day, 3 times a day. I don't know, but your teeth affect everything. Your nerves, people can have heart problems from their teeth.
tooth decay
Yeah.
kill you.
Yeah.
That's what Mackie
Don't give
from South Park said.
really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, tooth decay's bad. Okay, my dad
Oh, you
died
don't
from tooth
see
decay.
that's a whole nother can of worms we should open up one of these days.
South Park.
Yeah, because South Park talks about such real
And it's
shit like
so
we're talking
spot
about,
on.
and they're smart about it in a humorous
Do
way.
you watch South Park?
A little bit.
When I'm high or drunk,
No, I did a little bit. I was more of an American Dad person.
you got.
Okay.
I felt like it was more Family Guy.
I mean-
bootleg, but
I mean, okay.
I know.
American Dad. It's good.
It's not
but,
the same
you know,
as South
It's
Park.
not the same as South Park. It's
South
not the
Park,
same as
they're
Family Guy either.
fucking geniuses. They're really smart on how they deliver.
Oh fuck yeah!
In a humorous tone, but
what I love, my favorite episode is when they deal with
Man Pig,
Man Bear Pig.
Man Bear Pig.
No, Mormons, and the Mormon is because they're
Well,
Mormons.
they did the Book of Mormon.
yeah,
part.
and they're Mormon, and so they're making fun of themselves
Yeah.
and their own religion, and it's great.
But yeah, so we'll cover that in the future. This will be on, I believe, New Year's Eve because Friday is when our podcast always goes up. So,
What are you doing for New Year's?
nothing. I plan on staying home and
Good.
doing nothing.
Good.
I don't know if people like my mom or something just want to hang out there. I might do that, but I'm old, get burnt out. I'm tired.
You are old, Ernie.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Uh,
It's okay.
everyone else, I think, is
coming to the realization that I'm getting up there too. Even
You
though I'm,
guys are
like slightly young.
probably
Old.
gonna party it up. I know you're already making plans.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be absolutely floored.
so hopefully everybody has a good end of the year and we get a better new year because we all thought this year was gonna be the year of like we're gonna be a lot better and it's actually been meh. It's not as bad as the last year, but it's still meh. Hopefully the year next will be a million times better. I hope.
I had a pretty good year for all things
I'm
considered.
talking about society wise.
Oh yeah, society. Yeah, no.
I had a bad year.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's it. And Declan, I could give Declan one more chance to answer because that kid always wants.
No. So this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna cut this part out, but you're gonna call him later and record him later saying that's a podcast.
Or just add a clip from
Yeah.
an old one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yep.
He's probably busy playing games right now. with
He's
his
been
buddies.
playing games with his friends lately.
On his own Discord server, his bros.
He was like, yeah, like, I only could talk. I go, I'll call you right back because I was trying to finish editing. Oh, you got to look at my computer. Yeah, whatever. Because I don't know what's going to happen if it keeps doing that. Like, I was exporting it, and then I went back, and it was almost done, and I went back after I went into my room. And, yeah, it's all bad. But anyways, that is it. Thank you guys for watching. That was our end of the year.
Thank you, Camille, for being on.
Camille.
You're welcome, I guess.
We'll be dropping in here and there. I believe we should have the I was gonna say gingerbread, the fear pong. It should be, but I don't know. Lucas has to look at my computer because it's going haywire. Hopefully, when I get home, at least will let me be logged on. I don't know if it will.
If it doesn't, just turn it off, turn it back on.
But I was in the middle of exporting it, so I don't know how much it'll erase. That's what I'm afraid of. So, anyways, on that note, we'll let Declan finish it out, and that is it. Thank you. Bye bye. Subscribe, share, like, dislike, comment. Go on Instagram. I'll put all those on there, like everyone's been telling me. And that's it.
Bye.
Bye.
That's a podcast.